How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Hard Cruise Racing. Today we're going to do a really rapid and quick video on how to do door cards inside of a race car. Okay, so this is our 2014 Ford Focus stage rally car. Let's get into it. So first off, these door cards, we have to do door card inserts on the front. It's just part of the ARA ruling. This is for safety. You're going to see it in a lot of F1 anything, as they don't want open metal like what you see right here in these doors. So we have to do door cards. But we want basic door cards. Now I'm going to do them on the rear too, because this car will also be used for some like shows and advertising reason, where we want to take it and let kids jump in it and look around inside of a real race car. So I'm going to do the backs too, and it'll also be a good time to just showcase how to do it. So first and foremost, I took anything that was on the outside of this door or the inside of this door, and I got rid of it. So no door handles, no poles, no nothing. Nobody's ever going to sit back here. Let's just be honest. Next thing I did, I took the wiring and I tucked it back in there away from everything. Now I can still operate this door from, or this window from the front, but again, I don't need like these door poles and stuff, so I'm able to tuck those away. Now if you're not going to tuck those away like when we do our front door cards, of course you're going to have to cut a hole, you're going to have to figure out mounts, you're going to have to do something for those. But for right now on this one, and just for simplicity reasons, I tucked them away. Now the next thing I did is I took a piece of paper and I stuck it up there. You can see this roll of paper right here. Now the reason I like paper is because you can feel these grooves through it, okay? And you can follow that with a pencil. You can feel these grooves around the edge and follow that with a pencil. You can also feel the holes that you're going to go into and mark those with a pencil. Now I went on Amazon and I grabbed a big old bag of these here, whatever you want to call them, body clips or body panel clips or whatever. I grabbed a big old bag of them. I measured these holes right here because I had those all the way around already. They were pre-existing, so that way I could just buy those straight off the shelf. I am going to drill a few more holes in here. I've already done that on here, but I'll show you that in a minute. So next thing I did, grab myself that piece of paper again, like we talked about, tracing that all out. And you can see that sits right up on there. It's traced out. It's cut out with a pair of scissors. Now I went to Menards and I was looking for a different piece of material to do these door cards with, because usually I'll use a HDPE, a high density polyethylene or urethane, I don't know, HDPE sheeting. This HDPE sheeting that I bought was just a little too thin when it came in a roll. Now I have a big sheet of it back there from like Menards, but that's like half inch, or quarter inch. That's quarter inch back there. I wanted something thin. So I went back to Menards and see what they had. Now they had this stuff that they call polywall, utility panel, blah, blah, blah. It's thin plastic, okay? You can see it right here. Real thin, flexible plastic. Now I don't need these door cards to be anything crazy, because again, racing. So what I did is I took this here piece of template that we made, and I threw it down on there, and I transferred that template with a pencil. And then I cut it out with some scissors. These are carpet scissors. I encourage everybody to go out and buy yourselves a good pair of carpet scissors. These will cut through a lot, okay? So then I cut that out, and that gave me this template right here. I threw that template up there. I drilled the holes that I wanted, and this gave me an opportunity to adjust everything, okay? This is a little more rigid than that piece of paper, so I'm able to get that up there and actually start assembling everything together. Now, I drilled all the holes the way I had it marked in this template. You could see that I had to move some of those, so that's what I did. I marked that out. Now I also drilled some new holes because there were some spots that were like flappy on there, and I needed to pin it down a little more. So I drew new holes. I eliminated a hole that I originally had on there. That's what I did. Okay, you can see all the markings there. Now this essentially becomes my template. So if I flip this over here, or here, Rally Focus ST backdoor cards. This is the passenger side, that's the driver's side. Now all the information on here is there so I can transfer it. So for instance, if I look, okay, I need that hole, because you see I adjusted it. Again, I put it up there, I adjusted it. I need that hole. So I now have a marking on there. I just want to put a crosshairs in there so I can drill that new hole. Now, holes on these are drilled a little bit bigger than what the holes are that they're going into, so you can have a little bit of adjustability, but it's going to be tight. I also did things like made adjustments. I need to cut that out with these scissors. So I'm going to grab the scissors right now and make the adjustments, cutting out this corner and then cutting out that corner. Alright, so I threw the door card back up there and I put into the clips I was talking about, just so you can see kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, so now if I look, that's pretty well lined up there. That's a little off center, but it doesn't matter because this hole's bigger than what it needs to be. So all this can slide just a bit. So really I need to go that way with that hole. Again, this one you can see it's there. That one's that hole. That one's over here. So again, it's just these little markings like this. Just to get everything in there. Even though it's thin plastic, when it's actually on the door, okay, this is 2 clips. There's going to be some all the way around it, but it's not bad. Again, this is just for safety. It's so you don't smash your hands inside of the actual metal itself. And you can look at it right now and decide, do you want to take a little more off of here? Do you want to take a little more off of wherever? You can also heat this up with a heat gun and get it to fit a little better. But again, it's up to you. It's up to how good you want this to fit. This right here is just the safety feature like I was talking about. And now I have a consistent and ongoing template. So what I'll probably do just to make sure that template's a little more accurate is I might take this. And now I'm not trying to drill the door card. I'm just trying to bring that hole over. And now you see how I just brought that hole over just a little bit. Okay, now if I look at it, that hole is more lined up. Same thing down here. See, it needs to really go up this way just a little bit. Just gonna bring it up this way. Put some pressure. Okay. There is a much more lined up hole. So again, we'll mark those. I might take this one out just a little bit more. Okay, we're just making this template so we have it going into the future. That hole's pretty well marked out. Okay. Just checking all this right now. I really see that hole up there. That one's a little irritating because it's too big of a hole. So what I might do is take some tape or something and remark the hole, or I might take this pencil and it's more here. Okay, the hole is more there. So I might have an idea, or take tape, anything. Use what you, oh my God, use what you need to do to mark this, okay? You can see I'm just adjusting everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to finally transfer it over to another piece. It's a big old 4x8 roll, and I think it cost me $20-something. Transfer this over to another piece, and then I'll have door card. A door card for this side. The other side is just this flipped. So that over there. And then we'll get to work on the front and do the same thing. Another thing is you can close this, make sure it actually closes with the door card in there. And then yeah, this up here is a little bit more difficult because I need the wiring for the mirrors to stay in contact. Also need the door handles, so I need to decide if I'm doing that or a pull cord. I also need a way to grab the door and close it. So I'm seeing where a lot of people come around here with a strap, come out to the door card, and then attach it to the metal. That way they can reach out and either grab or kick that strap with their foot. Lots of ways to do every job. So, yep, that's the plan. But same thing here, okay? If it's bulged out and you need to be flat, you need to get rid of it. You need to do something. With the wiring, you either need to build something around it or it needs to be flat. So, yep. I think that's everything I got to say about this. Building a door card isn't necessarily easy. With racing, you want to make it as simple as possible and as flat as possible. The less flat it is, the more things you have to go around, the more complex it can become. Then that's up to you. Do you want to heat a piece up with a heat gun and try to stretch it? Do you want to cut it out and build a little box that goes around it, or 3D print something that goes around it, or go to the hardware store and find something that can go around it? Up to you. A million ways to do this, okay? This is the basics of how to build a door card for a race car. Get out there, build cool things. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down there in the comments below. Have a good day.